And thank you very much, so Diane, for your honest and authentic sharing of the current position that New Press is in. I also wanted to say thank you and hello to Gara and Vinny. I want to share that I'm honored to be a new partner in the legacy and the future of New Press. So I'm very honored to be amongst this great company. Lambent Foundation is a philanthropic vehicle for an individual donor. And like Diane shared, we focus on the role of art, culture, and creativity in social justice movement. And we're really honored to be a new partner for New Press. I almost feel like I come at the end because I wanted to share both our excitement and joy and what we see as a forecast for the role of New Press, at least in our work. I consider New Press a natural partner for us in elevating the literary artistic form that is necessary for strategies within movement building. Our first grant, and it was a general operating support grant to the New Press, was in 2008. And one of the reasons, so it was just recently, obviously, but one of the reasons for this general operating support grant was so that New Press, both their board and staff and the legacy, could serve as a critical thought partner for Lambent Foundation as we think how to creatively move money into strategies for progressive movement building. You know, in the past, with my years with Tide Foundation, I heavily relied on New Press publications. You know, both Gara and Bill shared many titles and authors, but I looked to New Press for the latest important thinking around criminal justice reform, racial justice, and education reform. And when going in deeply in those arenas, I was so pleased in New Press's library to also see critical art theory being part of their past publications, such as Lucy Lepard's books and Alice Walker. Not only am I impressed with the depth and breadth of the publications of New Press, I'm really impressed with the dissemination of progressive ideas to wide and diverse audiences. So be it book tours, but more importantly, I was just in D.C. maybe 2 weeks ago, hanging out in Busboys and Poets with my brother, and loving to see the bookstore in back of Busboys and Poets, and it basically being New Press's bookstore. I don't know if you guys know how funky and cool and great that is, and just making these publications available to a wide, diverse, young, and if I may say hip audience was lovely. So I was very excited by that. But I'm also very, very excited and honored by the intentional relationships, practices, and partnerships that New Press staff has with their authors, critical thinkers, and cultural workers in the ideal formation and production publication of these necessary items for work. You know, the financial impact has been intense in all of our fields, and with my focus being on the cultural field here in New York City, it's been kind of devastating to see the impact. Lambent is recognizing our role in helping these cultural organizations just attempt to manage and sustain themselves during this turbulence, because I do believe that New Press, as well as others, are going to be definitely relied upon for sustaining and supporting the critical thinking that is absolutely necessary as the world transforms. And so for that reason, we've released additional monies for 2009 to support both the current needs of New Press, but more importantly, to make certain that New Press continues to exist and continues to be healthy for our thriving future. So I do just ask that to look forward to the future, and then please join us in supporting New Press both today and in our future years. So on that note, I noticed that we're at 3:45, so our timing is great. But I wanted to either turn this back over either to Jane or Diane for the facilitation of the Q&A.